And if you need to get your shit out of the microwave, you can do that.
Okay, I will. Also, I've realized this is going to be hard for you because it seems like my downstairs neighbor is actually a Cylon mothership. I don't know what happens. It's a Cylon. There's this omnipresent hum. Not really omnipresent.
I don't know.
But
I don't know what that is.
it's like,
What is this nerd shit?
ooh, a scary robot, and it makes the humming noise. That's what it is.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm not into your nerd shit.
Look, if you're on a podcast, I don't think you can point fingers about being a nerd. Loser.
My own petard, I've been hoisted upon it.
Fuck you, Dad.
So as you can tell from listening, I have two of the premier voices of Let's Play guesting with me today. Two people who've been around since near the beginning, I would say. Was that what you would say?
Well, I guess so.
I don't know, like 2006, 2007-ish.
Yeah, since the early days. So the gruffier voice is Dr. Roosevelt.
Hello.
And the not gruffier voice is Chuuurls.
Ladies.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, duh. I mean, how long have I known you, Dr. R?
Personally, never.
Oh my god.
Can you ever really know somebody?
I feel like we may have sniped some messages back and forth, some IMs, some chats with a Z. You know?
Maybe those heady days going back to 2008, 2007. God, those days of our youth.
And Chuuurls,
Hello.
we've chatted since the Parallel Worlds days.
Yeah.
Not since then, but a long period of you being absent and then getting back into the scene again.
I don't know if I was really ever absent. I think, yeah.
Busy.
I just, yeah, sure, like with school and stuff. Graduating high school, yeah, I had to do that.
How did that work out for you?
I'm alright. I'm good. I'm in college now. I'm about to graduate.
Would you say that graduating high school was a good idea, or should any of our listeners, well, rather any of Mr. Diabetus's listeners here,
Thank you.
just give up right now and quit because their lives are going nowhere?
Just do whatever. Get your GED. Do whatever. Do what works for you, man. If what works for you, man, is driving a lawnmower or, like, being a human fart in your mom's basement, go for it. But personally, I wanted to go to school, so that's what I did.
And what are your dreams?
What are my dreams?
You're still in school. I mean, Dr. R and I have had plenty of time to have our dreams crushed and realities completely shot over post-education, but you still have that, idealistic phase going on.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
My
Yeah.
dream is to, buy a next-gen console.
That's why you went to school?
But they don't have to be related.
They are very expensive.
Well, they
They're
are.
fucking
but-
expensive.
You need that degree to be able
I
to
should say
afford
that
them.
was the main reason why I haven't got into LP much at all. Is because I don't have any fucking money, and I don't have a laptop which can play a video game. So, I mean, what do I do?
Have you heard of emulators?
I've heard of an emulators. Not yet.
You can do
I
LPs
could,
with those.
but not something that somebody else hasn't already done.
They've all been done.
They've
The
all
barrel
been
is
done.
empty.
There's nothing
They've
left.
scraped the bottom. And that was just in 2007.
I mean, this month alone, there's been no less than 16 LPs, separate LPs, on Doki Doki Panic. I don't know why. It's very popular.
And for those not know, that is a ROM hack of Super Mario Bros. 2.
Oh yeah.
Really? I thought it was just some sort of a simulation game of the stock market crash.
Oh, I think...
Hey, I'm sorry to ask you this in the middle of a podcast, but can you edit out all these eating noises, or you're just gonna leave them in?
I haven't been hearing any eating noises.
I'm eating a lot.
I
I'm
would
making all
really
noises.
request that you leave those eating noises in there because I find them to be very erotic.
In fact, I'm going to amplify them. I'm going to do exactly the opposite.
Very erotic.
In
Very
fact, I'm going
alive.
to remove the non-eating parts of this podcast.
Rename the podcast.
And it's going to... Retsutalk's going to turn into a how-to on, how to eat. Some people don't know.
Rename the podcast to Chuuurls Eats, a podcast.
Chuuurls Eats, which is incidentally what people would say if you ever tried to do a Let's Play.
Chuuurls Eats
Huh?
my balls.
Yeah, what?
She means her lady balls. Her
You know what?
ovaries.
People said some mean things.
Oh.
Oh my god. Lady balls? No, I was going to say, my recent foray into the LP world wasn't met with a standing ovation. For some, perhaps, but There were a couple mean comments in that YouTube video about me.
Are you talking about the Galaxy video?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I saw mostly overwhelming support.
Yeah, I saw a lot of, there were a ton of nice ones, and that's kind of made me feel like, yeah, I should do it. But then there were like one or two, like, I don't know. I won't mention them if it's not cool.
Well,
Maybe
this was in the pre-Google Plus implementation days, so bad comments are gone from YouTube now.
Yeah, those bad comments were actually from me because you guys decided to go ahead and do that video without me. Just saying.
Scheduling's hard.
Roosevelt, you're just jealous, and you said some mean things. I want you to apologize.
The mean comments were from him.
I
They were from him.
refuse. They were from all of my alternate accounts.
All the counts.
Google Plus.
Fuck that thing. I mean, actually, you know what? Don't fuck it. It's not that bad. The Google Plus and YouTube merging thing.
So you're a regular YouTube commenter?
No, I'm not. That's why it's great.
Well, that's probably why you don't think it's that bad.
I mean, I don't know about you. I would like to keep my actual name as far away as possible from anything I've actually done. Just,
I feel the same.
not because I think I've done or said some offensive things in the past. The quality is really, really lacking on a lot of my earlier stuff. So it's just, do people really want to see like my attempt at video mashups of a bunch of screaming goats and how that relates to, I don't know, some sort of Mario RPG video? I'm not saying I actually did that, but that's like the quality of crap I would
Can I just stop and Mario shame you for a second? Because you said, I believe you used the alternate pronunciation, of which you and a certain other person are so.
Marvis?
Arvio. No, it's the Mario. You're saying Mario.
Mario?
Mario. Yeah,
Well, this
Mario?
goes back into geographic differences.
it
I
sure does,
believe.
yeah, but
This is something we've talked about very much in the past, actually.
Some
believe it or
people
not.
call it Mario, some people say Mario, other people say, get fucked.
Let's talk geography. Dr. Roosevelt, where roughly abouts are you hailing from?
Philadelphia. Not the one in Mississippi, the one in Pennsylvania.
So that's pretty close to the whole Jersey thing.
Yeah.
So, like, if you were to put an influence map of Mario, there'd be like a small kind of circle around the Philly, New Jersey area,
Yeah.
I think. But that's about where
I
it would
think
end.
if they did science to it to find out, that's what it would say.
Yeah, but Mario would encircle, the developed world.
Yeah.
Right.
The first world countries.
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
the earlier videos, the earlier podcasts where Slowbeef pronounces it Mario for some reason, or
Doesn't he
you
still do
pronounce
that?
it Mario. And I just don't understand that dialect. I don't know where it comes from. I don't understand the culture of northern New Jersey. It's a mystery to me. It's like Somalia.
Well, you can't say there's a culture.
Well, it's true. Most of it was washed away.
Yeah. Thanks, Sandy.
Thanks. Weather.
Good job. So, Dr. Roosevelt, what about your first and recent forays into LPing?
Well,
Give us the timeline.
geez,
Give us the deets.
I think back in 2005, 2006, whenever the freelance astronauts started doing that Vice City Let's Play, I got hooked on that. The thing was like a drug. It was just so entertaining. The camaraderie, the humor, the fact that the thread could get very quickly creepy. And
Passion.
The passion.
there was a whole lot of passion there. But I saw that and I started looking around and I found a little video here and there, a little Battletoads something or other by this Diabetus fella who seemed pretty entertaining. That was a game that I absolutely hated during my childhood, but I wanted to see somebody else suffer along, and it was a great ride. Yeah, those are the only two LPs I've ever seen. Oh, and Parallel.
Such a dramatic retelling, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I was there when you were saying
A
it.
for effort.
You should feel that way. As for something recent that I've done,
Did you also drop off the map somewhere in there between 2007, 2008, and present?
no,
Or did you kind of dip your feet back in every once in a while?
I had that 100-plus video Let's Play of San Andreas that went on for goddamn ever.
Ah, yes.
From sometime starting in 2006, I think, until about 2008 or 2009. I don't quite remember when exactly it ended. Just that my computer wasn't able
That's
to
about
handle
how long San Andreas takes to beat, from what I've heard.
it. Even according to the speedruns, yeah. I haven't really done anything except for maybe a couple of Harry Potter Let's Plays for the terrible PC games, an attempt at Grand Theft Auto 4, which is terrible, and I might have something else in the pipeline coming up soon.
Ooh.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh god, no. But I do hope that game is fun, because Cherry Doom has been talking it up, and she
Are you
better not
name
be
dropping?
lying.
It is fun.
Name dropping. You shameful hoe. If you're gonna name drop Cherry Doom,
Yeah, you started a new thing recently. What's it all about? Give us the
I did.
deets, man.
the podcast is called Holy Cast, So Freaking Pod. So me, Cherry Doom, and Asterisk. I don't know if he's in the LP forums or if he's even in something awful. I think he is.
Is his name spelled asterisk, or is his name just the shift 8?
No, it's spelled asterisk, like the word asterisk.
Okay. Is there a footnote
shift
I
8.
need to read along with his name?
If only. If only you thought it.
Actually, the footnote is citation needed.
Citation needed. I'm gonna chew this and I'm gonna talk more. I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking gross!
How do you feel about chewing your food 32 times, before swallowing? Do you think that's a good method to use?
Excuse me, Busta. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go all white on you there. If you had listened to my audio, you would be able to tell that I chewed only about 7 times. That's because I'm trying to eat as fast as possible, so I can podcast.
I'm guessing then that you are anti-chewing 32 times per mouthful.
Yeah, I am.
You're taking your life into your hands with every statement here.
So is the 7 a very deliberate number? Do you have a problem?
No. Do you?
Yeah.
What is it? I'm here to talk it out, bro. What's the problem?
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm here for you, bro. Just
Tell us about your podcast.
All right. So me, Cherry Doom, and Asterisk have a podcast about the book 50 Shades of Grey. We go through chapter by chapter, and we point out mostly the things that are bad and that we don't like, but then we try to think and see if there's any redeeming value to any parts of this book, and most of the time the answer is no, but it's all about the journey, not the destination, and that's why you should listen to it if you like that kind of thing. And if you don't want to read that horrible book, but you would like to know what it's like.
So you would say reading the book is not a prerequisite for listening?
I would say that.
Excellent.
But I would only say that from my own perspective.
You mentioned that you've done a couple of these so far, and you sent me one to listen to, and every time I try to listen to it, the only free opportunity I have is during my lunch at work. So I start to listen to it, and then somebody comes over to have an engaging conversation with me.
About 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, and it's just spoilers left and right. I want to learn about it from you guys.
Well, maybe instead of listening to podcasts at lunch, you should have your social life at lunch. It's clearly the social force is what's driving most of your life here, not the podcast.
Whatever.
Don't devote your life to podcasts.
Except Retsutalk.
Except Retsutalk.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So just to be clear, then, it is cool to listen to Retsutalk during my lunch break, just not the 50 Shades of Grey podcast. Which
Absolutely.
Is it available on iTunes?
It is not available on iTunes. We do have a site. It's holycast.tumblr.com.
So where is the podcast hosted, if not on iTunes?
I'm not at liberty to answer that question.
My God, some shady shit going
Some
on.
shady shit.
Some 50 shady shits
50 shady shit.
of Grey going on.
I assure you, there are 50 shadows of mysteriousness going on with this. Maybe you should just check it out. Maybe we should all just check it out. I could even go and read a section of the book to convince you not to read the book, but I don't know if I feel like doing that.
Do it!
I would be honored.
Alright! You're gonna change your mind in a second.
Hey, you're talking to the guy who just ripped his pants off like a stripper.
So you have custom-made pants that do that?
No, there was a slight tear on them, and they were very worn. This is the kind of riveting conversation that people expect during a podcast. But basically, it got caught on a bookcase, and I ended up tugging at it, and I tore off like a tiny T-shirt on Hulk Hogan.
Were you fucking the bookcase? How does that happen?
Not yet, because the bookcase wasn't dressed appropriately enough for it.
Wait a second.
So you had a boner though when you brushed it, because that would have. I mean, your pants would have to be sticking out in some way.
No.
Would do.
I keep a variety of tools on. It's one of those IKEA, like the 4-cube style bookcases.
IKEA pants?
So I have a variety of. Yeah.
When you say tools, are you talking about your boner?
Yes, I'm talking about my boner, specifically, screwdrivers and stuff as well, but mostly my erection.
Mm.
So when if I happen to walk by and I go to like pick something up from one of the lower cubes, well, this is what happens. I got caught, and I go to.
So did the bookcase cause the boner, or was it something else that?
It's a very slutty bookcase.
Okay.
You said that the bookcase was not appropriately dressed for fucking, and I would like you to explain what that means.
So was it stocked with 50 Shades of Grey, or did it have some like scientific literature?
I am extremely Jewish in nature, just by virtue of the fact of how I've been raised. So it was not draped in a sheet with a hole in it. Therefore, I could not approach
But you
it.
consider that attire and not, like, accessory. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not here to question you about your religious beliefs or your feelings.
So the bookcase was showing just a little bit of base.
Just the tiniest bit, and it is in the most depressing shade of either dark blue or black. I can't really tell based on the
You
lighting.
saw just a little bit of that reference number Z, and you're like, oh man.
Oh my.
I need a minute.
I see.
Books, man.
We're clubbed. Let's all take a moment.
Charles, did you acquire the book?
I did acquire the book.
Did you get the book specifically to do this podcast, or did you just happen to have it?
It's actually, I have an electronic copy, just to not mislead you here. It is not a real book that I would put in my bookcase. Ever.
So it's a PDF.
Yeah, it's PDF. Le PDF, as the French call it.
Is
Right.
that a 3-part series? Is that my understanding?
It is
This
a 3-part series, and actually it's really good that I'm here to represent the podcast, because I've read every single book ahead of everybody else, so I'm the most qualified to answer some questions.
And did you read them all specifically for the podcast, or did you just happen to read them
No, it was for
all?
the podcast. But I will.
You're
I'll
a fast
give you,
reader. You said you're only 2. I'm suspicious.
I'll give you a
Charles.
tasty tidbit. When I was working at a craft store, the name of which I won't mention, in the break room, there was only one book. That book was Twilight, and I didn't have anything else to do during my lunch break, so I read Twilight of my own volition in the lunchroom of this craft store over the course of a couple weeks. It was not very good. Are you terrified?
A little bit.
I'm just a little teary-eyed. It's a very sad story.
Well, you should be. You should be both sad and terrified.
Would you say it's like the Hunger Games for adults?
No, I would not say that.
Well, I don't believe you.
Twilight is not for adults. 50 Shades of Grey, on the other hand, is. There's sex in 50 Shades of Grey. There's not sex in Twilight. At least apparently not until later. And even then, it's still not.
There's really 3 books?
There's really 3 books.
Alright.
It's a story that just can't be contained to one volume. You have to
Is it going
understand.
to become
it's
like a
an
Harry
epic.
Potter-esque saga?
No, it's not.
It's going to have like 7 books, 8 movies?
It was just a trilogy. They are making a movie, though. To my chagrin, I've discovered.
Because of the casting?
What do you mean because of the casting? No, the whole...
Or do you disagree with the casting, or you just don't like the idea of the movie?
Yeah,
in
the
general?
idea of the movie in general. I think it's a little silly. I mean, first of all, it's not PG-13. Some freaky shit's gonna occur. So there's that. I don't think it's very marketable. And
Well, what about people who like sex?
I'm a gay sex liker. I'm a straight sex liker. Those are the 2 different reactions of sex likers.
And that's the marketing pitch for the book and the
Indeed.
movie.
Indeed.
I hope they actually just use something that basic in their advertising, because I would go see that movie.
Oh boy.
I mean, wouldn't you if it was just like, sex? And then the poster or whatever. You got a commercial.
Yeah, we're done. We're done here.
You know which company is actually making the movie, because you can just send this MP3 file to them, or this WAV file, whatever you want to send them right now, and tell them to cut you a check.
I have people who do that for me. Roosevelt _SA.
Getting formal.
Well, that's the kind of girl I am.
Okay, so do you have an excerpt of the book to share too?
I suppose I do. Well, actually, wait, let's do it like this. Do you want something that's mild, spicy, or I'm gonna die?
This is Retsutalk. I think we need to go to the extreme.
The extreme! Alright, I'm going for it. I'm finding it. I'm gonna look. The problem is there's so many pages and not so much patience, and I just...
This is what happens when Slowbeef tells me, I'm not available to do podcasts, so can you do something on your own? This is what happens.
Slowbeef.
Just FYI,
Fucking
Slowbeef,
loser.
if you're listening.
Why'd you ditch your bro? Why
This
did you allow
this is what
this
you
to
get.
occur?
Is this because he knew he was my teen idol and he couldn't face the shame of not living up to my expectations in the
I think that's
actual chat?
probably it. There's a lot of social pressure that happens.
I found a section.
I mean, Slowbeef faces a lot of pressure being the Justin Bieber of Let's Play.
He does. That he does.
Sometimes you just need a break.
Sometimes you just need a break. I found a section for us to read. To be read. to be listened to.
Are you still
No,
looking
I'm
for the
not.
sauciest section?
I sort of lied when I said there was actually like a difference between levels of ecstasy or whatever you like.
So it's more just like a consistent level of...
Really what I should have asked is like, would you like genitals to be mentioned or would you not like genitals to be mentioned?
Hell yeah!
Alright, well, I don't think I can...
That's what the librarian asked me every time. Asked me for a book recommendation.
I'm afraid I'm getting a little bit of cold feet. This is really disgusting. But you know what? It's not going to be worse than what my old podcast is going to make me do. So I'll just I can't do this. Why is it worse? I mean,
maybe it would help you if you played the recorder first.
Well, you should explain why I would even play a recorder in the first place. Roosevelt.
I'm absolutely baffled. I could not figure out why you were playing the recorder.
I was Okay, please don't mention that, first of all. Second of all, I made a recorder song for the outro of the podcast, which if you listen to the podcast, you'll hear it. But initially, the outro was going to be something much more disgusting, so I played some recorder, for sort of mood music, like, just, use your minds.
Are you playing a recorder right now?
That was I was.
Okay.
And then I recorded some lines, like, of the guy speaking, like, "You're so tight," and, like, bleh, or, whatever else he says. And I did some of the girls well, and I smashed them all together, and I made a really beautiful thing, but I thought, well, this is probably gonna scare people away, so I better just keep it to the recorder. And that is what Roosevelt was talking about.
Really? Oh, that's a shame. I enjoyed that. I blasted that for my roommates when you sent that to me, and they were absolutely... confounded.
Enjoyment was that was the motive.
I set that to my ringtone.
You did not. Don't you flatter this girl.
I could do that right now. I could do that. I have the technology.
Yeah, do it.
Are you reading from the book right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright. No, are you ready? Are you seriously ready for this?
I'm all set.
Alright, here we go. Suddenly, he sets up and tugs my panties off and throws them on the floor. Pulling off his boxer brief, his erection springs free. Holy cow! That was her internal narrator.
Wait, hang on.
No, hang on. Let's keep going.
Her inner monologue is Bart Simpson?
Yes. Lots of holy.
Right.
Holy shit, holy cow, holy fuck. So on.
Alright.
Anyways, he reaches over to his bedside table and grabs the foil packet, and then he moves between my legs, spreading them further apart. He kneels up and pulls a condom onto his considerable length. Oh no! Will it? How? I'm sorry. Don't worry, he breathes, his eyes on mine. You expanded too. He leans down, his hands on either side of my head, so he's hovering over me, staring down into my eyes, his jaw clenched. Eyes burning! It's only now that I register that he's still wearing his shirt. You really want to do this? He asks softly. Please, I beg. Pull your knees up, he orders softly, and I'm quick to obey. I'm going to fuck you now, Bastille, he murmurs as he positions the head of his erection at the entrance of my sex. Hard, he whispers, and he slams into me. Do I need to keep going? Do I need to keep reading this?
God, yes, keep going.
I cry as I feel a weird pinching sensation deep inside of me as he rips through my virginity. Edit that out, please.
The author is a virgin, right?
No.
Isn't the woman in that supposed to be like 50?
She is a sex haver. She has had sex. I don't know
Got any
how
proof
old
of
she is.
that?
Get fucked, sex havers.
Well, she has a husband, but I guess that's not proof.
No.
Alright, where was I? Ripping through my virginity?
Her husband is like a cardboard cutout of Ryan Gosling or something.
I wish that was true. Oh man, Ryan Gosling. I want a cardboard cutout of Ryan Gosling. What have I been doing? I've been reading 50 Shades of Grey out loud when I could have been marrying cardboard Gosling.
What about cardboard Captain America?
Oh my god. I take it all back. Captain America. I love him.
Well, don't worry. At this rate, that cardboard Captain America marriage is going to be legal in your state soon.
I'm so happy. Ooh, Virginia. No, I think nothing is ever... We did get a new governor, but Cuccinelli's gone. So maybe it will happen.
What is his stance on Captain America cardboard cutout marriage? I understand that was a really big, turning point in the election.
It's a sin in the eyes of God.
Because God's a DC fan?
Yeah. So it is.
Huh.
That's what the Pope said. That one time. That I'm sure you all remember.
Never forget.
Never forget. Never forget. I've forgotten the name of the Pope. It's a mystery to me. I'm not gonna... It doesn't matter. This is not a podcast about popes.
I've forgotten anything else we were going to talk about after you read that excerpt.
Oh, am I done reading it? Please.
Oh, you weren't.
Please let me.
Oh,
be
please.
done.
No, this is
Go
actually
ahead.
all part of the book. It's constantly being
Yeah, we're
updated.
all reading parts of it.
There was
right
an
now.
interlude where 3 people were talking about how they didn't remember the name of the Pope and Ken Cuccinelli. Oh God, where was I? I don't.
Something about taking her virginity.
Oh yes, I cry as I feel a weird pinching sensation deep inside of me as he rips through my virginity. He stills, gazing down at me, his eyes bright with ecstatic triumph. His mouth is open slightly, and his breathing is harsh. He groans! You're so tight. You okay? I nod, my eyes wide, his hands on... Ooh, no, that's not... I nod, my eyes wide, my hands on his forearms. I feel so full! He stays...
She just eat?
I think she did, I think...
Did you give a blowjob first? We weren't told about it? What's going
Perhaps, maybe she's,
That was part of the prelude.
She's feasted on so many
Okay.
talks, I don't know. He stays still, letting me acclimate to the intrusive, overwhelming feeling of him inside me. I'm going to move, baby! He breathes after a moment, his voice tight. Ew! That was her internal narration. He eases back with exquisite slowness, and he closes his eyes and groans and thrusts into me again. I would like to interject here. Part of the things that we go over in that podcast is her deplorable use of grammar. And right there was a very bad, some kind of comma crime, some
How
kind
about her
of...
deplorable use of just English in general?
English,
Does that
yeah,
ever come up?
yeah, everything, anything.
She
under the
hasn't
sun.
had like a speaking word or anything.
I'd like to rip through her vocabulary, not the virginity thing.
Oh, what's this weird pinching sensation? I think this book is really bad. I think I've got a hernia.
Maybe you should set up some sort of a Roosevelt style thing for her.
Ugh. I can't do this. I can't read this anymore. This is bad. I
No,
think
you're
I'm done.
done.
I think I can't.
So if you want to hear more, you gotta tune into the Holy Cast.
I will, let me just say this for you guys. We don't start with the sexy scenes. The book moves at a snail's pace. If sex scares you, it's alright. Just listen to the first 10 episodes. There's not gonna be any.
Hey, people listen to Retsutalk ain't afraid of sex. We only have a sex haver listenership.
Sex havers only.
Yeah.
Six havers represent.
Anyone else gets too scared.
Well, they check for your ripped virginity, your pierced virginity, and that's how
Right.
you are allowed to access on iTunes. There's a scanner for that.
What's this odd pinching sensation in my ears? Oh, it's Retsutalk.
Oh, it's
Oh, is that what the
Retsutalk.
new ID scanner is on most Apple products?
Yes.
You have
It
to-
is,
You have to
yeah.
insert something in there to prove your non-virginness?
That would be a frippled virginity scanner.
Yeah, you have to
yes.
stick the scanner up your butthole,
up your butt, up out anywhere.
and for some reason, if you in your butthole, it knows if you're a virgin or not.
You know what they
in your
say?
butt.
The butt knows.
Is that what they say? Do they say that? Who says
No,
that?
there's
The butt knows what it wants.
there's a nose inside of the anus, which the state of it will reveal whether or not.
Yeah,
I don't need to go on.
that's
We're
why they
all
have
aware.
drug sniffing butts that the police hire.
They just that's why so many people stick drugs in their butts. They're just looking for drugs.
And they want their butts to get high because the butts can
And they
sniff
want their butts
the
to
drugs.
high.
That sounds about right.
I mean, have you ever had a butt high?
Sounds right to me. A butt high?
A butt high. Well, your butt sniffs the drugs. So, like if you have cocaine or something, you get a butt high from putting them up your butt.
Retsutalk. The butt sniff.
Retsutalk.
drugs.
Let's talk butt drugs.
Retsutalk. Let's talk butt drugs.
That's the subtitle. That was always been the subtitle of this, and it took 40 episodes.
Is everybody here pro or anti butt drugs? Discuss.
I'm pro butt drugs, frankly.
I believe those who do the butt drugs will be judged under God's gaze, and by God's gaze I mean like his actual. He has some people of the homosexual variety judging for
I'm
him.
tired of this legislation outlawing butt drugs when it has been shown to have no negative effects on anything except your butt. I mean, who uses their butt that much in public? You might fart a little, but who what is a fart drug? A butt fart? A butt drug in? Okay.
Okay.
Butt fart drug.
Butt fart drug.
Butt drug fart. Butt drug fart.
Butt drug fart.
It took me that long. I'm sorry. My butt's really high right now.
It's cool, man. Have you ever done an LP while your butt was high?
That's the only thing that inspires me.
I got a contact high from somebody else that had butt drugs.
Oh, someone's butt touched your butt and you got a butt high?
Yeah, it was a real ass-to-ass situation.
Whew.
Butts to butts.
And you know where that concept came from?
The Romans.
Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, yeah, right.
Remember the Happy Happy Joy Joy thing where they went butt ass to ass?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Well,
For I'm an old man.
It's the way to deepest friendship.
their butts were high. Butt drugs.
Butt drugs.
Butt dorgs.
Wow.
Wow.
I almost feel like we got off topic
What
a
a
little bit.
scintillating ass conversation, but let's move on.
So let's go from the ass to the mouth for a second
Okay.
with a different topic.
Woo!
It's the best transition I've ever heard.
Ever!
Oh, I'm sorry. It's no, and there's that, but
No, that's much better, actually.
all right.
Just one up to yourself, my friend.
Did it fall up to that ass to mouth thing? Or mouth to ass?
Oh no, I wasn't sure if you guys had anything.
I'm hanging
as
on the
far as
ledge
topics.
of a cliff here. Roosevelt.
Perhaps there is something to be said about those upcoming next generation consoles coming out at the end of the week next week.
Want to talk about it? Want to talk about the 2DS? That's not a next gen console.
I mean,
Is it?
The PDF?
No, the 2DF.
Oh, the 2D. Oh, yeah,
The 2DF,
right. That
please.
little slate thing.
Please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
That's a last gen console. That's a 3DS minus one.
And yet, why can't they just make 3DS games playable on the DS? Tell me that.
It's a different shaped card in the slot, so unless you shave down that side, you can't use it. God, you dumb girl.
Hoist by my own girl, petard.
I can't help but feel like you're mocking me here.
Retsutalk's turning into real talk.
Retsutalk is turning into girl talk.
I like that band.
I like every Mario.
Every Mario,
I'm sorry,
every girl talk.
Every Mario. So, let me ask you then, Mr. Beatus.
Sure.
What is your opinion on these new consoles coming out? I understand that you've had some words said, mostly unkind, about the Wii U, which apparently has been out for like 2 fucking years now, and I did not notice.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the only unkind words we really had to say about it were just based on our experience with PAX and having to negotiate through like a dozen different confirmed screens before actually getting to play a game. And then the whole thing with, it not having much of anything to play, which even Nintendo at this point has come out and said. They've kind of formally apologized for the lackluster reception and lack of the fact that their vision hasn't been fully realized on the Wii U yet.
Did they accidentally release it like 2 or 3 years early? I mean, I know the big thing that a lot of people were talking about was that Wind Waker remake or Wind Waker HD, and then there was talk that they were going to put in the dungeons that they cut, and then Nintendo's like, well, no, we got to continue this disappointment train, so no extra dungeons. Go fuck yourselves.
Die. Too bad. It would have been fun.
They are going to have the 3D, 3D World? The Mario game?
Super
that I'm
Mario
forgetting
3D
the
Land?
complete title of.
The one
But
with
it's kind of like the new Super Mario Brothers thing, where you have the multiplayer opportunities, but you introduce the 3D into it. And the demo that I saw of it looked like kind of it looked fun from just the single player perspective, but then you have 4 different people in a 3D environment all at once going everywhere. I mean, you thought the 2D 4-player Mario was crazy and gave you an opportunity to be a dick to each other. I can only imagine the 4-player, unless Friendly Fire is just turned off. I think you'd have to have it turned off.
Is this the one that has like the cat suits and everything, or am I thinking of it?
Yes, the cat suits.
Didn't that come out like 2 months ago?
Did it not?
Jesus Christ, I gotta get my
Are my
shit
wires
together.
totally crossed, or is it a 3DS game? I thought it was going to be a Wii U game.
I thought it was a
title.
Wii U game, yeah.
I thought it was 3DS, honestly. But then again, I'm
Totally
like...
lost. Honestly, I would have preferred that they kept going with the Mario Galaxy thing.
I agree. For once, I agree.
I mean, imagine with the slight graphical upgrades, the whole Galaxy thing, which tests the limits of the imagination.
Imagine! Test the limits of your own imagination.
But I guess since Galaxy 2 is just kind of a continuation of leftover ideas from Galaxy 1, they were just plumb out by then and just wanted to move in a different direction. But I just love Galaxy so much. I love it so much that I have not updated my Let's Play of it in probably at least a month now.
That's alright, because real life happens.
This is some behind-the-scenes talk, but I'm really glad we all record locally, because, Chuuurls, your internet sounds like it's dying at this point.
Yeah, it is
Okay,
dying.
I thought
But
that
the
was-
listeners won't hear that.
Really glitching the fuck out. Let's see if I can go over here.
Just a little behind the scenes.
I was going to say, I've never played Galaxy. I've never played Galaxy 2, and so far I've only watched a handful of the videos from your Let's Play on Galaxy 2 in preparation of trying to understand who this Mario is and what he's all about.
Right.
And,
He's a complex character.
It's not really becoming any clearer to me. Is he perhaps a red man, or is he the green man? I don't know.
Mario is the red man. And Luigi is the green man. Or Luigi, if you prefer. One of the two is the most common pronunciation
Yeah,
of it.
Luigi.
Isn't that Wall likewise?
Yeah, you want them likewise, eh?
What would you say then is the most appealing thing about that game as somebody, who's experienced it? How would you sell that to me? Because I look at it and I just think, oh, this just looks like some dumb, stupid shit that they had left over from Sunshine. Fuck that game!
I played it.
I never played Sunshine.
That's one game I have played, and I will talk about it. It was fun. It was alright. It was like Mario 64 with water. That was alright.
So why was the game considered by many, not all, but many, to be a disappointment? It's probably the most negatively received Mario game that I've ever seen that I have not played personally.
That's not on the that 3D Nintendo system, the Virtual Boy.
Discounting that, yes.
I would say that's just because people don't know how to appreciate things in life.
Damn.
Damn.
And Roosevelt, you have played Sunshine as well?
I have actually not played it. I saw somebody did an LP probably about 4 years ago, I think, on it, and it was surprisingly good, but I don't remember anything about it other than it was possibly a video LP or maybe just an audio one, where it was described like a talkie.
Let me ask you this. Have you played the old Mario games? I'm talking NES.
Of course.
SNES. N64 even. Have you played that shit?
Of course, absolutely.
Sure.
Well, Galaxy is the best continuation of that. I think it evolves Mario in exactly the way you would want. Kind of taking them good childhood... I don't know why I'm lapsing into a southern accent as I say this, but taking them childhood memories and them childhood entertainment you had, playing them Mario games and transferring it into an entirely different dimension.
Yeah, I did find that cool. I played Galaxy for 2 seconds.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
If they were to go, and by that I mean the media, or, some production company, and decided that they were going to remake The Wizard, is that a movie that's good enough to appear, or is that a game, rather, that's good enough to appear in that movie's tournament for the plotline? Would they be showing off Mario Galaxy, or would they be showing off something else? Now, reminder, in the original movie, it was Mario 3, before the majority of the country had seen it. Is it something that looks so different from what people are used to, is so revolutionary, that you just think, holy shit, this is something I want Fred Savage to be unbelievably good at?
Well, did you have that same reaction when Mario 64 first came out and you first played that?
No, I did not.
You weren't
You did
blown
not?
away?
I did not. I thought it... No, I was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool that it's in like 3D, but I'm really uncoordinated, so the controls, if anybody's seen me play a video game, control is not my big thing.
What you're saying is you weren't impressed because you are a video games loser.
I am bad at video games, so I wasn't as impressed with that as, say, with something like Luigi's Mansion, which really just switched things up a little bit. In fact, actually, the gameplay itself for Mario 64, I wasn't as impressed by, but I really liked what they were able to do with, say, the music and some of the storytelling aspects.
I really like Luigi's Mansion as well, but I have to stop you there. You are not the worst gamer on the face of the earth, not even in this podcast. That would be me, because I am a woman. I am bad at the video game. Please teach me.
I feel as though you're just reinforcing negative stereotypes.
I just can't change how I am.
Men's rights.
Men's rights.
I hope you're posting this to Reddit.
You know, I feel like, Roosevelt, I feel like you and I are coming from two different perspectives here, because I jumped from N64 to Wii. I had never had a GameCube. So I feel like I'm missing out on these games, like your Luigi's Mansions, your Sunshines.
Your Sunshines, your Mansions.
So maybe that gives me a different sort of appreciation for Galaxy, just going from that kind of blocky-looking 3D of Mario 64 to this very, very gorgeous, spacey Mario Galaxy thing twice.
Well, you know, that's a very good point. Let me let you in on a little secret here. Let me tell you some words.
Say some word.
Okay.
I am one of a handful of people in America that actually bothered to have a Virtual Boy, and I bought it when it was deeply discounted. It was on sale from a Blockbuster for about $30 at the end of the system's life. And with that, I was able to pick up the Wario Cruise title. I know what a very good game or Mario-like game can be. You know, in when it breaks the mold of just strict platforming. You know, I understand, you know, those leaps and bounds and what it's like to see something that's so amazing that just completely defies your expectations. But with something like 64, it just was a blocky pile of shit. That being said, you know, going from my expectations of this is what a terrible system is like and this is what they can do with it, and then here's the 64, and then seeing what they can do with the GameCube, and then seeing what they refuse to do with the Wii or the Wii U games, you know, it's just, it's not hard to be a little cynical.
So you liked the Virtual Boy?
There were some very nice things about it. I liked that you could play for a half hour and give yourself a migraine. I thought that was a neat feature.
Did you have to have LASIK surgery after you were done playing?
No, actually, for a brief period of time, I was nearly totally blinded, and then after that, my vision miraculously healed.
After you shaved off your eyeball tumors,
it's just. Oh yeah. It's honestly, it's a miracle system. If you can pick up one today, well, you probably are actually stuck in 1998 or 1996 if you could pick up one. But.
Well, Roosevelt, if you want to get semi-caught up on modern-day Nintendo on the cheap, Nintendo has made a miniature version of the Wii.
I did see
the Wii,
that.
mind you, not the Wii U, mind you.
The red one that was sold in Canada last year. I have a Wii downstairs. I played through New Super Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun game. But I had already played that game the previous year when it was the one on the DS.
I replayed that one.
I too played that one. You know, the Wii U has Luigi U.
I did see that, actually, for sale at my local GameStop.
No.
Have either one of you played that?
Do you think that Nintendo is trying to use Luigi as a marketing tool? Could they have known that he's blown up in popularity on sites like Tumblr? It's the year of Luigi, 2013.
It is his year, yes.
That's true. I've seen so many Tumblrs about fat-shaming Luigi.
Wait, fat-shaming Luigi? Shouldn't that be Mario that gets shamed?
Well, he's a little pudgy too, but I don't know. I'm saying that I've seen Tumblrs to that effect.
I think the one who's fat-shaming here is you, my friend.
Oh my god, it's true. I prefer a real thin piece of meat.
They're both Italian. They eat a lot of carbohydrates.
They need that.
They need that. I mean, look at all the exercise. They do a lot of cardio during the day.
Guys, it's BioTruth, all right?
Is that the canon answer? Are they actually Italian plumbers from Brooklyn? Did we ever?
That's my understanding from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah, but the show and the game, different universes, I think.
Is it official though? Did Nintendo release a timeline alleging as much?
It's no Zelda that way. I would like Nintendo to put all the Mario games into a timeline. Because do we know that it goes in order?
I feel that it does, yeah.
1, 2, 3, World, 64, Sunshine, Galaxy 2, and then you got all these portable systems, you got your RPG games. Mario's been through a lot of bullshit in his life, but we don't know what order he's gone through said bullshit in.
I don't know if it's creative flair on Nintendo's part, Nintendo of America, I mean, but when I was a young lad reading through the manuals when you get those games, they would each refer to the previous title or the acts of the previous game in that game's story. Of course, again, I don't know if any of that was actually official.
Well, still, I mean, Nintendo. I stand by that. I mean, when I was playing these games growing up, it was like a linear progression. So, earliest Mario game that was released, that was like point A. Latest Mario game released, that's point B. And everything in between, there you go. Or, we could go with the definition of circular time, and just like the timeline, you can just repeat it eternally. It's all the same. He's just reliving adventures, phases, etc.
So he's essentially Sisyphus.
He's caught in that wheel of reincarnation. He's just always living out his Mario stuff, and, maybe it's different worlds, maybe it's the same world, but...
So in between some of the, say, later Mario games, they never thought maybe put a GPS on Peach, maybe an ankle bracelet of some kind, just to, monitor the situation given previous events, given history. The only
technology that exists in the Mario world is the ghost capturing technology.
Those who do not learn from Mario history are doomed to repeat it.
Didn't they have technology in that Super Princess Peach game?
I don't know. You tell me.
I never played the Super Princess Peach game.
I've never played it either. I think that there was an LP on it.
Then why are you saying stuff about it?
I'm just asking, because I don't know if you guys have. You're a bona fide girl. You should know this. That was a game that was marketed directly to you.
Yeah, that should be the one game you've ever played and nothing else.
I'm a girl. I love Princess Peach.
Well, actually, no. You also get a pass if you played Imagine Party Babies.
I have not played that game. What the fucking shit?
How about Nintendogs?
Nintendogs? I want to play that. That's the one I would voluntarily play. Maybe the Peach game too. I'll be honest. I like Peach.
Whereas the men play Nintendog, spelled D-A-W-G-S.
Homies.
Yeah.
With a Z.
It's just an FMV game that's a recreation of the conflict between the East Coast and the West Coast rappers of the early 90s.
But with puppies.
And it's about time a game got made about that, frankly.
You know what? We're a little overdue, quite frankly.
Please. If you want to jumpstart the Wii U sales, that's how you do it.
Yes. Here you have it from the mouth of the Diabetus himself.
Right?
Yeah,
expert on games?
Games expert?
I think so.
Maybe you should ask Slowbeef to put some of that programming skill on the iPad to good use, and you can get that started.
I don't think he has any actual programming skill.
Well, then it sounds like you're shit out of luck.
Is he still translating Police Knots or whatever?
Danganronpa? Police Knots, yeah. Probably so. It's been a gold LP, that translation, but just never happens.
Didn't he finish that like a decade ago? What the hell's he doing?
Oh, yeah. I finished it like 70 years ago, but... Danganronpa kind of overshadows Police Knots in every way, apparently. And this is me having to, we have a tradition on Retsutalk where Danganronpa is brought up in every episode in some degree, even though Slowbeef's not here to complain about the reports or whatever. I'm here to bring up just the concept of it.
I gotta
even
ask.
Though I'm assuming neither of you have actually read or seen anything about those games.
I was listening to some of your old podcasts, and I've heard it mentioned so many times. And actually, it got to the point where it was just mentioned constantly while I was doing construction work. I started voluntarily hitting my thumb with a hammer, just so I wouldn't have to hear about it anymore.
As you should.
Oh my gosh. Just to cope.
I should have warned you not to have access to any tools or heavy machinery before doing this podcast, because Danganronpa was going to come up.
Well, that's kind of a problem. Too bad, since apparently his member is a heavy machinery / tool. So.
Oh yeah, because it did fuck a bookcase recently.
Fucked a bookcase,
right, fucked a bookcase
and completely shredded my pants as a result.
What about the bookcase? What happened to it? Ever consider that?
Yeah, did you ever think about that?
I don't know.
Did you call the bookcase afterwards?
Did you cuddle
Is
afterwards?
the bookcase pregnant?
It's asleep right now, so I'm going to leave it be.
Oh, so you're actually going to start a relationship with the bookcase?
I think this relationship has room to grow, so
I think this relationship is going to have a great shelf life. Retsutalk.
Oh, Christ. How did we get back on this from Mario?
Good question. I don't really know myself.
Well, I guess we just felt like the Mario tangent had run its course, so we're going back to callbacks now.
Gotcha. Well, in that case, let me kind of throw this out here then. There's a new system coming out in Days. I don't remember if it's the Xbox One or the PS4. One of those.
The PS4, I think.
Okay, yes, that on Friday.
Oh.
And I understand that the Xbox is coming out a week later, 2 weeks later. I don't know.
Is it that soon?
That
Wow.
is-
I think so. Do they actually have anything on those systems that makes them appealing to either one of you?
I have to admit, yes. However, I would never buy it because of my money situation, which is to not buy video games and to buy food instead. But Metal Gear Solid 5. Are we on 5 now?
But that will also be on the PS3 360, will it not?
Perhaps it will, but I don't have one of those, so it doesn't matter.
Is
to me.
this some sort of roundabout way of like you're waiting for a 50 Shades of Grey movie tie-in video game?
No, I'm not waiting for that. In fact, I'm actively dreading that.
No, it'll be filled with a bunch of QTEs. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, do you want to give the pinching sensation here? Press X.
Press X, shake the controller to the left. They should get David Cage to direct a 50 Shades of Grey game. That would be the most disgusting and yet utterly beautiful
Wow.
thing.
They really shouldn't do that.
Well, just depends on your perspective, man. No, but okay, Metal Gear. I want that game. It looks fun. It looks good. I don't know what's...
Have you played all the previous Metal Gears?
All of them, no. I won't get myself into that hole again of playing those super old stuff. I played, up from the first one on the PS1 up to...
MGS1?
I think 4. Yeah, I guess I did. The one where Snake is old.
So that is all
Yeah,
of them.
no, that's not. Isn't there someone on the
Well,
SNES?
there's a couple for the PSP, I think.
Yeah, I didn't play Peace
You can
Walker.
kind of discount those. Peace Walker, you got some canon in
Yeah,
there,
there's-
but...
Oh, you're telling me, wait, Metal Gear Acid, the card-playing game, is not canon? I don't
And
understand
Peace Walker
shit
is
anymore.
downloadable at a reasonable price on PS3 through PlayStation Network. That is how I played it.
That is how you play. Is it a good game?
It is a good game. I would recommend it.
Maybe I could play it at my friend's house, since I don't have a fucking PS3.
How did you play Metal Gear 4?
At my friend's house.
How did you play Metal Gear Solid 3?
At my house, because they had it for PS2. Yeah, I do have a PS2.
Oh,
How did you play Metal Gear Solid 2?
Yes. That was actually the first one I played.
Not
I
a
played
yes or
them
no
on-
question, but okay.
Wait, what? Did I miss it?
he said, how did you play
Yes!
Metal Gear Solid 2?
How did I play it? No, my answer is still yes.
Okay.
Fucking friend havers.
How did you play Metal Gear Solid 1?
With controller. With feelings. I played it with feelings.
So you didn't use that controller that they made for RPG games for the PS1 where you could hold it with one hand?
No, I didn't have that.
Not that
If-
controller? A basic controller?
Yes, a basic controller. If for some reason...
Have you ever used that controller? Sony made a one-handed controller that was, I think, engineered specifically to play role-playing games, so you could like jerk off with one hand and play
Is that
the game
real?
with play Final Fantasy VII with the other hand while you look at Tifa's boobs.
I'm
Yeah.
going to look
As
this up
early-
right now.
As early as the PS1, that was a thing? That's crazy!
Wow, that is incredible. That looks amazing.
I actually remember using that controller back in the day to play some FF7. And yeah, it worked. It worked for RPG games. I don't think it would work really for many other games.
That is truly something impressive looking at it right now. There's literally no reason why you would need just that minimal amount of controller unless you were jerking off with the other hand, though.
Yeah, a buddy of mine got the controller, and we would hang out at his place and just alternate playing the game RPGs together.
Wow.
And I can only imagine that we were both jerking off the entire time.
Yeah, is
the only
that
reason
some kind of
that
code talk?
happened.
Playing RPGs together is some kind of code talk for, like, doing some other things together?
Yeah, just massive circle jerks happening all the
69.
time.
I believe it's actually referred to as the Devil's Triangle.
It is. It is.
If there was more than two of you there, 3 of you maybe, I'll just shut up now.
Oh, occasionally a third would show up.
Hey.
The PlayStation controller was the third
Yeah.
person.
It's sentient.
I just linked it for you guys to take a look at if you want to relive that trip down memory lane.
Oh, please, I remember what it looked
I've
like.
already seen
You're
it
looking
all.
up right now over your fireplace, and it's up there on the mantle.
It is. I can just close my eyes and see it, in my imagination even.
Now, I have to confess, I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games, with one exception,
Mhm.
and that was when I was trying out Metal Gear Acid on the PISP
The piss.
And
So you've had the opposite experience of pretty much literally everyone.
Yeah, how does it...
yes, and I did not enjoy it somehow, amazingly.
Let me just ask you,
That was the card game, right?
Roosevelt,
Yes.
a question. How does it feel to be worse than me? Just in this one aspect. You are a worse gamer than me. How does that feel?
Pretty
This
bad.
is where Roosevelt confesses that he's actually also a girl gamer.
Are you a girl too?
I've been chuuurls the entire time.
Plot twist.
Oh my god! And I've been Roosevelt the entire time.
Yeah, we just
Sorry, guys.
decided back in 2005 or 2006 to switch handles with each other, and nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed! And we're extremely good at imitating each other's voices and mannerisms and typing styles, and nobody just... That was why we were both gone for a bit in the LP world. We were, ironing out the kinks, if you will. To our...
I can't tell the difference between you.
I enjoyed how you managed to capture my style of not even trying.
Thanks. Means a lot.
No, but seriously, I tried acid first. That was the first experience that I had with Metal Gear, and it was surprisingly not a good one.
I mean, based on everything I've heard about acid, all I can say is I'm sorry.
I don't think I'm going to pick up another Metal Gear Solid game, and
Really?
it's disappointing because I've heard so many good
So
things.
it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! In the Metal Gear universe, right?
Pretty much. Like, you have to draw a card, and you're sneaking up on people, and you're wearing your little box thing, and then you like draw a card that'll allow you to shoot somebody, but you forget to draw a card with a silencer, and then a bunch of dolls show up, some marionettes and shit, and they're telling you what to do, and that's all within the first 5 minutes of the game, so I don't know what happens after that, because I couldn't beat that guard.
That sounds like the plot to every Metal Gear game,
Yeah,
though,
honestly.
to be honest with you.
Straight down to the marionettes.
Oh, yeah.
Completely.
Totally.
They might have been twin children, I don't remember.
Are you sure you weren't watching The Shining?
I was going to say, it's like they were going for The Shining, but if The Shining also had a complicated some sort of card game to advance the plot, it was. I did not enjoy it. Needless
Well,
to
my
say.
recommendation for you is to play Metal Gear Solid 3.
That is also my recommendation.
Fuck the first two games. Who cares all that much? Just play 3.
Play 3.
Do I need to know anything about the background story?
Nope.
Not really.
Chronologically speaking, it's a good place to start. I think.
It helps to know, like, this guy might be a younger version of this guy. I'm basically talking about Ocelot, and then maybe a little bit about Snake's backstory, but it's not essential. The MGS3 mostly
I
stands
feel
on
like you
its
can
own
jump right into
as a
this.
game.
And I would suggest you play it, even though you hate Metal Gear games because of the one shitty game.
Well, let me ask you this then. What system is that even for? The
PlayStation 2. Yeah.
It was for PlayStation 2. You can probably download it for PS3 if you happen to have that.
No, unfortunately, I gave mine away when we raised all that money for Drackle as a reward for him not dying.
Awesome. That's sweet.
I'm glad Dracul's not dead.
I actually didn't follow up. He might conceivably be dead now.
Oh,
Somebody probably killed him for his PS3.
well, RIP. We'll record a couple of different versions of this, depending on if he's alive or dead.
But, yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking, I mentioned it earlier in the chat of when I canceled my system pre-orders, maybe just getting a PS3 now and getting some of those great late system games that came out, such as The Last of Us,
Very good game.
GTA 5s.
I heard that was good.
Very good game. Well, pretty good game.
I don't know what else has come out recently, but maybe anything Uncharted.
Yeah. Those are fun.
Have you played Uncharted 2?
I have not. I played the first one years ago, and I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah. Play Uncharted 2. You don't have to play Uncharted 3.
Is Uncharted 3 the one with the multiplayer?
Uncharted 2 has multiplayer too, though it's probably dead by now. I think it does, doesn't it?
Not sure.
I think it does.
Is the plot...
Uncharted 2 is PS3, surely has multiplayer. Every PS3 game has
Every
multiplayer. It's the
game.
law. All of them. Come on.
Yeah, come on. I would say get a PS3. This is coming from somebody who will never buy anything. I liked...
Get a PS3 around when PS4 launches. You can get it for incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
Get access to PSN. You can download Metal Gear Solid 3 and Peace Walker, I think, like packaged together for
And
like
what
$20.
about and what about Dark Souls? Holy crap, that's the best game.
Oh, Jesus
But
Christ.
I'm an impatient man. I can't wait 72 hours.
Well, I suggest you find something to do, maybe with your bookcase.
Maybe read 50 Shades of Grey a few
Perhaps
times.
you should.
I'll look into that for you. So then, why a PS3 and not say an Xbox 360?
Because fuck Microsoft.
Well, I'm very biased. I've never owned a 360.
The same friend that has a PS3 had a 360. And we didn't use it all that often.
I've never been a Haloer.
Did you just refer to yourself as a Halo lover?
A Haloer. Halo. Halo, I'm Diabetus.
Halo, I am Charles.
I'm going to move that audio at the beginning. Of the
I'm not getting involved in that.
You are not in the club.
Okay, that's fair.
No. Well, I'm just curious then, because I know that Microsoft has built themselves up a lot of ill will with their latest console release, but the majority of gamers, casual gamers, probably aren't going to give a shit. Or people are so wedded to the systems and the companies that put them out that they don't care.
No, the cash gamers won't care too much about, they're the ones who'll play the Call of Duties, they'll play the new Halos, they'll play the new Xbox Lives, whatever will come out, they'll just want to get in there and call each other faggots and shit. That's what they do.
I mean, that's kind of a weird... Like, what would I call myself then? I'm not a casual gamer? I casually play games?
Please don't say the word casual on this podcast.
Okay, well...
You play Kaz games badly?
No. I play a game when I have a time, when I have a money. The last thing I played, I think, was like Pokemon Black or something.
Why you not have a time for a game?
Also,
Why do you say that so pejoratively?
say what? So
Yeah, Pokemon on the...
well, because the new Pokemon came out and everybody has it, but me, because I don't have a 3DS.
It's true. I even have it right here, and you can enjoy the Pokemon experience too by downloading the soundtrack off of iTunes for some reason. As somebody just informed me.
The soundtrack?
Yes.
Why?
Is Pokemon known for its quality soundtracks?
I was absolutely baffled when I heard that. The music roughly all sounds the same, the exact same, with maybe one or two tracks that stick out over the course of however many games have been in the series. There's no reason why it should be for sale in the iTunes store, and yet it is.
How much is it?
That's a good question. Let me pull it up here and find
Why
out.
don't you tell us that?
$90.
$85.
You gotta catch all of these tracks in your ears.
All 212 tracks from Pokemon X and Y.
212?
Jesus Christ.
What? Wait, is this in one game, or is this like all of the games?
No, it says all of the 212 tracks from X and Y.
Jesus.
Does each Pokemon have its own theme song?
Well, there's only 150, so that means they still padded it out with an additional 62 tracks.
Here's the Looking for Pokemon track and 60 other variations.
Wowzers! Why don't you buy it and review it?
I'm genuinely curious now. I want to see what they're charging for this, but
And this could tide you
You
over.
can probably just listen to a YouTube playlist of all the
That
Pokemon
is
tracks.
certainly
oh, it's
true.
only $10. I mean, $10 if you wanted to listen
$10 for 212 tracks.
Hey,
That's a bargain.
That's 20 seconds of Trainer's Eyes mate for either a young man or lass.
Ooh.
All right, you're getting 2 tracks there
2 tracks.
for a mere 99 cents. All right.
That's a good deal. I bought it twice.
Yeah.
I bought it 212 times.
I bought it
I just
212 times 212 times, because I just love this Pokemon so much.
I just like a good 30 of these tracks are just things from fake videos that you can make in the game.
You can make fake videos in Pokemon?
Yes, you can make a fake little intro video for people so that when you pass by them on your street pass, they can see, like, oh my god, this is this person. They made it this anime introduction of themselves in the world of Pokemon.
Pokemon has evolved far past my initial understanding of it.
It's still all about the cockfighting aspect.
Okay. Right.
It's just that now they added things like you can brush your monster, or you can...
I do that in real life.
Is the monster you? Are you the monster that you're brushing?
Do you collect yourself?
Yeah, sometimes.
There's one track here that's listed as GIS. I guess that's for Google image search.
Right.
Google image search.
If you want to get the album art for the soundtrack, then, just a stare at while you're listening to it.
Although, speaking of video game music that perhaps people wouldn't buy an album of. I really liked all the Wii music, like the shop music, the weather music. Am I crazy? I thought it was
From which
shit.
game?
For the Wii background
No, just
stuff.
the Wii. The
Oh, just the
system.
Wii.
Yeah, just the Wii.
What about the updating music?
I don't remember what the updating music's like.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop.
Wii music.
No, it was just so easy to listen to.
La, 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 la.
I think it was purposely designed in that manner because otherwise,
Well, it had to have been.
yeah, like it would. The problem is that it had updates that took so long that you needed something that was going to be pleasing to the ear.
And just listen. There are no problems with the Wii. No problems. No, I'm kidding, of course. But when the Wii first came out, I remember being really, really excited, and I've always had a lot of fun playing that game. Probably because I'm just a piece of shit who isn't thinking properly. I'm sure somebody on the internet will say. But I've always enjoyed those games, and I thought they were fun, like the WarioWare games, etc.
I believe you mean Wario?
Thank you.
Perhaps if I were in a third world country, aka your state, I
A
would say it
third world
that way.
country 2 hours north of where you are.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You damn Yankees and your backwards ways.
Way to tell everybody where I live relative to you, asshole.
You said Virginia earlier in the podcast.
And I don't believe you.
Well, history will decide.
I guess history will fucking decide.
Just edit that out in post.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Oh no, shit! Wait, this is a live podcast. Ah, fuck.
No, this is
Yeah,
live.
we're performing in front of an audience who is very silent and judging right now.
As usual, this is not edited in any way. Every sort of thing that you think is being altered is just an extension of Diabetus' will.
Yeah.
We're merely pawns.
He's the decider.
Well, guys, let's wrap it up. We're well over the hour mark.
We are.
Any
that.
final thoughts?
Slowbeef, come back.
Please.
Please. Police.
What?
This is what the podcast is like when you're conveniently are working.
When are you going to have Zorak on? He was my teen idol.
We could have mod chat
Could have
on the next Retsutalk. Mod to mod.
Mod to mod, bod to
You
bod.
never go mod to mod.
Mod to mod, butt to butt. Get mod drugs.
Mod drugs, butt drugs. Mod to mod, bod
Mod
to
drugs
bod.
and butt drugs are roughly the same thing.
Oh, ooh, mod sass Diabetus.
They're exactly the
Dial
same
it back
thing.
there. Careful there. Mod sass.
I think you're tipping a little too much about what goes on in that secret forum.
Oh, I know things. I've heard things.
Things I've heard, you could never know.
Through retsupurae osmosis, I know what slowbeef does.
Are you guys are Siamese twins, right?
We actually are each other's parachute accounts.
Oh, now it makes complete sense.
Wait, which one
Yeah.
of you guys was that poster face butt then? It was just a picture of a guy with a
that was the
face
first
for-
draft.
That was both of them
sorts.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first draft that got
That
thrown
was a
away.
share account. It got banned.
Oh, that's why it had 4 cheeks on the face.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
exactly.
Gotcha.
You can't have face butt drugs. How does that make sense?
You tell
It
me.
would just be regular face drugs.
Tell me, face butt drug taker.
Oh, good God.
I got nothing.
Isn't this the part of the podcast where you usually talk about your upcoming projects?
No.
Oh yeah, this
Is
is
it?
plugs. We've got to have plugs.
What?
I have no plugs because I have nothing going on. But what about you two? Dr. Roosevelt, any plugs?
I don't have anything that's actually happening yet because I haven't gotten my commentators together for it, but look for something soon by me that'll actually show a modicum of effort.
Excellent.
And Chuuurls, you have the Holy Cast.
I do. We have Holy Cast That's So Freaking Pod. Sorry, Holy Cast So Freaking Pod. Excuse me. And, perhaps sometime around December, I'll be upgrading my laptop computer with some memory, and then maybe I can do an LP, guys. So watch out around, a month from now. Maybe something will happen.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed!
Perhaps we can follow your misadventures on your tweet zone
Oh,
about
God,
this,
please
or
don't.
not.
No,
All right, then.
do what you want. My Twitter's, it's not for the faint of heart. Don't go there if you don't want a heart attack. So do go there if you do want a heart attack.
So that's at You Don't Want a Heart Attack on Twitter.
Correct. And there's 3 U's in that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Dr. Roosevelt, do you have a Twitter?
Oh,
People
fucking
can follow.
name dropper. Oh, God. As always, I can be followed at symbol Doc Roosevelt. You will know that it's the proper account if I'm being unfunny and posting pictures of my cat.
Do you promise always?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, I think we did it, guys.
I think we've
Fantastic.
done
My pinch hitters.
pinch splitters.
Huh?
What was that noise?
That
Somebody
was
so
an
cute.
iPhone application doing a thing.
Oh
That was
my.
adorable.
That was the me giving the cut sign.
I thought that was like
Yeah, I thought
you
so.
giving a thumbs up and you just had that
Like,
little
end it here.
I
musical
thought it
tone.
signified the end of the podcast. And that's probably
It does now.
It does now.
Good night, everybody.
Get in on that hood nanny.